Hello and welcome to 4,000 and Counting. I am Watty, no Mark today, I am afraid, but I am joined by the man with quite possibly the best hash in the National League. It's our boy, Mr. Tyler Plews. He has definitely been one of the most requested guests on 4,000 and Counting, so I am pumped to finally get him dialed in. Plewsy, how are you, my man?
Good man, good. I was saying it's life's quiet now. Season's finished. Nothing much going on. Just working away, mate.
What do you do when you get your first weekend off of hockey then?
Oh, mate, fucking Floyd Taylor's
Oh
testimonial.
yeah, Floyd's testimonial. Yeah.
Loved it.
So is
Oh,
this week? So this weekend's actually your first weekend with no
yeah,
hockey then?
it is, mate. And it's a quiet one, to be honest, because me and the girl were away to Tenerife for 10 days next week, the
Oh,
whole
lovely.
weekend. So, yeah, mate, trying to stick in and save our pennies. So,
Yeah, why not? After a long season's graft, it'd be nice to get away, sit on a pool, fucking relax a little bit.
that's it, mate. Some golf as well, I've already told her.
Oh yeah, good lad. How's the
Yeah.
golf game looking?
That's okay, mate. You know what? I actually played quite a bit through the summer, through the winter, sorry, with Colby. Colby Tower was my
Yeah.
housemate. And fuck man, I'd finish work and we'd go play 9 holes pretty much most days. So
Okay, perfect.
it's good, man. I ain't saying I'm good. I'm saying I'm the best, but I can hit a ball anyway, so that's what
Yeah, it's,
matters.
it's good fun, right? Any of the other
Yeah,
lads in Swindon get out and play much?
yeah, bro. Do you know what? Quite a lot of the boys in the team do. Wallace Taylor, Floyd Taylor. Fuck, you seen them play golf?
No.
Holy shit, bro. They can
What?
hit a ball.
What are they
Oh,
sticks? Are they?
oh mate, off the driver is disgusting when they hit a driver. So they're two big hitters off the tee box.
Love that.
But yeah, but so we'll all get out together to be fair, so it's always good fun.
That's a bit of fun within the camp because I know from being at Floyd's testimony and speaking to like Godders and a few of the other lads, it's not as much of the nights out and stuff anymore, is it?
Oh mate.
How many
It's
team nights? How many team nights out in a season now?
not many, bro. Do you know what? Most of us just go to the pub together. Like
I
not
just
actually nights out. Just yeah, I
like
mean obviously
a post practice pint and Harvey.
mate, most of the time, man. It's been a quiet year to be fair for going out for us. Strange one. Like last year we went out now and again, but fuck man, we just enjoy a pub to be honest. So
Bit more
get in
chilled
one.
out. You
Yeah, yeah.
all getting a little bit older.
Yeah, I
Thought
know.
maybe some of that young team would be in there trying to fire you boys up with some stories and
Oh mate,
get
it's
the get
quiet to be
get
honest.
the lads going. Yeah, I heard. I was quite disappointed. That's in
Yeah.
fact someone said. Can't remember whoever it was. Someone in the room was like, "What? You'd be disappointed? Like, there's no fucking story time." I'd be like,
No,
what?
mate.
Where's the story time gone?
I know everyone's wifed up, everyone goes home early. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
it's
hell,
hard
man.
when everyone gets married, and yeah,
Yeah,
that kind of
kids are
put
gone.
yeah, kids going. That puts to bed some story time. But that's why you need a guy like 40 on your team because he'll tell you the same story 46 times, and it'll be funny
Do you know what?
46 times. Like it doesn't
I've
really
heard
matter.
I've heard about 40 stories. I've
Oh,
heard them, man.
mate, if you've not listened to his episode, his first episode we did on here, we did it was during the pandemic. We was raising money to feed the NHS,
Yeah.
and 40 came on for a live. We've been trying to get on 40 for ages. Mate, he's so funny. He just told stories for like 2.5 hours, crying. Obviously, I've played with him. I've heard all of his stories. I've heard him back to front, inside out, and
Oh, I bet.
every time though, you'd just be gutting yourself, and you can't stop it. It's so funny. He's just one of them guys. Terry Miles, he's another one I played with,
Oh yeah.
who's just an absolute beaut. Who's are some of the big beauties down in Swindon? Like, actually, I know it might not be so story time, but getting the boys laughing.
I don't know, bro. Stevie Whitfield is the first one to come to mind, but you knew obviously you played with him, didn't
Yeah, I played with Stevie.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
undercover guy.
Stevie's funny, bro. Stevie's fucking hell. His humor is that you have to know Stevie to get him because like you can rip the fucking piss out of you, and then like if you didn't know him, you'd be like, oh mate, that's a bit tough, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's a bit much.
it's a bit rough, isn't it? But he's one of my best mates on the team. He's golden, so he's one for telling the boys a few stories anyway.
He's rocking the flow as well, isn't he?
He is, man. I'll try to tell him for Floyd's wedding to cut in a mullet because
Yeah,
obviously
that would be good. He's got the perfect
yeah.
flow for a mullet.
I said that, man. See, you see his mustache as well. See
Yeah.
when he grows a mustache, mate, big old Mauser on him. So I said, do that, and I'm on it. So we'll see what he does.
When's Floyd's wedding?
It's not till the end of summer, I think.
So he could have a legit duster going by then as well.
Oh, but yeah, big mean boy. Like, because mine's just a little pin one going right now, but I've got the little flex. Stevie gets a big old thick one, don't he?
Yeah, I saw Floyd's nephew, Ethan, cutting a mullet today. It must be mullet season.
Mate, it's mad.
We were
And mine
just
was a drunk bet. Mine was a drunk bet one night.
was it really?
Yeah, me and Will Harden. You know Will Harden?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Willie. We just agreed to it one night, and we're both still stuck in it. So I
And
like
it works.
it.
And
Yeah, mate.
it works for you. Uh,
Doing well.
Funny seeing your old man rocking it as well when you come down the road
Oh,
here.
fuck, man. So I had no idea that he dyed it as well. I had no idea.
How fucking jet black was that shit? Jesus.
And he's muzzy, bro. He looks sick as well. I was kind of pissed though because he looked better than me.
Yeah, it did. It
That
did.
was good, Christ, man. But
He,
mate,
he took
rocked
like
it.
10 year off himself.
He did.
He was looking in good nick, like.
Because he came to the awards night as well, and he had the old Dickie bow on with the suspenders and shit.
Oh, yeah, the
Mate,
sussies over him.
Yeah, he looked sick, man. He did look good.
Did he fly down the road? I'm sure he was telling me, but I was fucking a few beers deep.
Yeah, mate. My whole family flew down. Brother, sister, my mate, his missus, uncle, auntie, the full shit match. They all come down because obviously it was a kind of double header for the awards and Floyd's testimonial. So yeah, mate, it was sick. Good to have him there.
I was a bit disappointed by how many people turned out from Swindon for Floyd's testimonial. I thought there would have been way more people there.
Yeah, mate, he deserved more, I thought, to be fair. But hopefully he's still done well. We had our quiz
Yeah, I
night.
hope so.
Yeah, we had a quiz night as well, like a couple of weeks before that. But yeah, just a bit disappointing, to be honest. You thought a guy like that who served so many years in one club would get a really good turnout, but there was still a lot of people, to be fair.
Yeah, there was. There was still a lot of people. I just thought it would have been rammed. With that being said, on behalf of 4,000 and counting, I bought an extra jersey
Nice.
from Floydie's thing. I'm going to be putting it on raffle, and then the money's going to go to Floydie. So there'll be an extra jersey. I think Floydie sent it out to me yesterday or today, whenever. So as soon as I get my hands on that, that'll go out, and then we'll send the dough back to Floydie.
Nice, mate.
Bit of an extra Brucey bonus. What did you obviously you and the old man have had a couple of practice tussles out there. What made you put the heavyweight belt on before the scrap, and you were that confident that you were going to get the old gin down?
Well, a few days before I was like, what can I do? My dad was like, we fighting again? I went, fucking right, we're fighting. I was like, what can I do that's a bit different? And I knew one of my mates had this replica belt. So I phoned them up, picked it up that night, and then I never told anyone, to be honest. The only
it's a great belt as well, by the way.
Sick, man.
Legit.
Sick, so I was like, right, second period, told the old man, second shift, go out, I'll come out with you. Second shift, I couldn't get out. He fucking goes down and scores. And he jumps off. I look at the bench, I'm like, fuck you doing? I'm supposed to fight. And he went, no, I'm fucked. And he got off. So,
need some oxygen.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, lined up together, got our fight underway. And he pulled me really hard. And I went, holy shit. Who's he boy still got the strength in him?
Old man strength, mate.
Oh, bro. And I kept yanking him, man. My dad's back, so fuck. I kept pulling him. And I pulled him in close. I went, Dad, just go fucking down, please. Just go fucking down.
Take it easy.
Right. Yeah. So I threw him around. He fell over. And then, I ripped the stuff off, had the belt underneath. It was fucking sick.
So funny.
Go further, go faster, get fitter with Hurricane e-bikes. The only UK company to offer a lifetime warranty covering battery, LCD screen, motor and all components. No servicing costs, no need to buy, no interest costs, no long-term agreement, no maintenance costs, no worries, lifetime warranty. How it works. You select your bike, you add accessories, you confirm details, and it's on its way. And don't forget to tell them that you were sent by 4,000 and counting. So go to www.hurricane.bike and you can find more information there.
Don't forget, it's Hurricane with an E. Check them out right now. Did anyone get any good pictures of that? They must have.
Yeah, mate, it's quite a good video as well.
I saw a good video, aye.
Yeah, but there's a few pictures. I think there's a picture of me holding the belt up, which is pretty sick. But he loved it. He had no idea either, obviously. But I told him, I was like, I've got something up my sleeve, bro. I was like, this is going to happen.
Good job he didn't scalp you then, isn't it?
Oh, mate, if he knocked me out, I've got the belt on.
Leather Jen, just laying there on your back with your shirt up and the belt's sticking out.
Fucking hell, send me home.
I tell you what, though, I don't know how much interest you've got in it, but I love some of these like the British hockey history and Hockey Fights UK and all that, and they start sticking some of the tilts on for your old man's era. Do you get into watching them or what?
Oh mate, I watched them all.
Oh, it's fucking so
You
good.
know that Sean Easton as well. You know what
Actually,
Sean
yeah.
Easton. Yeah, he posts quite a bit, and mate, they're fucking sick. From like him fighting that Justin Becker when he was like doing the chicken dance.
That was so good.
Oh mate, you know what? It's funny
Such
that
a great clip.
it's funny that I got to watch that because I remember telling me about that, like the whole story, and then I remember watching the video for the first time, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" It was word for word, like
Just exactly what happens.
Yeah, he's fucked, mate. He was a sick puppy back in his day, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, especially when he started his cage on. I remember him come down to Basingstoke and just fucking running around. It's like, who's this kid?
I bet, mate. Fuck.
And who else? I saw a video he shared one the other day where he'd scored and had a fight and everything, and he was pure buzzing. And it's I don't know. I love seeing all these old videos. I sat and watched. What did I watch last week? I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. My missus is like, "What are you doing? This is from like fucking 89 or 90 something." It was Whitley Bay versus Durham, and it was like Claude Dumas, Hilton Ruggles, O'Connor. Mate, I was watching these games. It was, I don't know, it was Wembley. It was fucking 12-9. All the imports got hatties. It was just ridiculous. And the barns were packed.
I've noticed that as well, mate.
Like, you were like this up against the glass. Like, there's fucking 12 people stood behind you. It was absolutely mental. Obviously, Swindon do get good crowds. Was it like playing in front of the crowds in Swindon? Because I always used to love it.
Oh, mate, it's a good bunch in Swindon. When that place is full, it gets pretty loud. It does get loud.
Because they're above you, right?
Yeah, mate, they're right above us. It would be, I keep saying, it would be sick if there was like a full bowl.
Wish they would do it.
Yeah, mate. Because I reckon it would fill. I reckon it would fill, especially on big games and big days. Like, fuck me.
Or if Lewis converted like the left-hand side behind the home goal, get a fucking hot tub up there, get some big screen TVs, you know, get like a VIP experience going, get the frat boys down, a few pints of them. Mate, that's what Sheffield have done. Like, so Ali was telling me these lads from like the college or like the unis, obviously there's loads of them there. They've come down to a couple of games. And like Ali had hooked the boys up with a couple of like Radfield Brewery like pints and that. He said the next time they come, it was like a fucking percussion band. They brought everybody there in one. Yeah, steamboated, but everyone's like, bah, 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 bah. It's like all of a sudden they got this little like section in the rink. It's become like this kind of like party section. I'm all for that. We see it at like 2020 and we see it at other stuff. Whilst keeping it I'm gonna hate myself for this family sport. Yeah, family sport. Still don't get that. But we got to get new ideas to get these barns packed. I think the National League did great this year. You obviously played in it. Was it nice to be going to say MK and there'd be 2,100 people in there, and then you're shooting off to a different rink, and they're like Leeds, they're selling out.
No, mate, and undercover Bristol as well. Holy shit, that place is loud, man. I still hate it. Fuck, you sit in the dressing room and those horns are going, and you're like, holy smokes! But it's good, man. Like I say, it's probably been the best year for the National, like crowd wise as well. Yeah, isn't it? So just hopefully it can get bigger and bigger.
Well, they've brought an extra import in. I've been, excuse me, I've been a massive advocate of bringing an extra import in. Obviously, I was lucky enough in the EPL. I played in the 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. I played in it on the way up and on the way back down. I played in it everything in between. And I always thought the sweet spot was like 4 to 5. But I think 3 is a really good spot for. I think they've done a good thing with allowing it to develop with 2 and now adding another one. Where do you stand on the import number increase?
So what, I like it as well, mate. It's going to make the product better, and as long as Aaron doesn't sign an import D, man, I'm sweet with that.
No, but actually, on the other hand, like jokes aside, would you like to see yourself paired with like a big fucking 6'4" Czech monster that zips pucks around, is going to get you a few residual apples over the year?
It would be sick, mate. And do you know what? You'd probably learn so much from
So
a guy like
much.
that as well. So
Imagine there's Jan
yeah.
Krychek in his pump when he came down to play in Slough. The guy was 6'7", a fucking bullet. Like, you couldn't get around him.
Yeah.
If you're the Brit that happened to be paired with him, you got a lot fucking better really, really quickly because he made you better. Because if you wasn't where you're supposed to be, he would tell you where, like, you need to be here at this time because this is where the pup's going or this is where I'm covering. You'd improve so much.
Oh yeah, but yes, sir. You tell me where to go. Fucking right.
It's normally when it was me playing with the imports, it was normally you have to be first on the forecheck and on the back check. I was fucking iron lungs over here. I was still hacking 15 Bensons a day, so I was like, boys, come on, you're killing me here.
Yeah, give me a break.
But honestly, I do find playing with the imports, you do learn a lot. But would you, if you were Aaron, what would your role be? Would you go 3 forwards? Would you go 2 and 1? Obviously, I don't think there's going to be any entertainment of an import goalie in Swindon.
No.
So, it kind of is it a 2 and 1 or a 3 and 0?
To be fair, mate, obviously we've I think we're going to sign a few more D-men. Obviously, with Eddie coming back, I'm not sure what he's doing again, but he's been good for us. But I honestly think it would be three up top for him. Like, I have no idea. He obviously keeps his cards close to his chest, and does. So, if I was to put a bet on it, I'd probably say 3 forwards would be sick.
Yeah, and then just load up with a British demon.
Yeah, man. We've got a good decor. We do have a good decor, and with Eddie coming back, he's made it better. Like, what do you think of him this year on D?
I want him to be a forward. You know that.
Yeah.
You know I want him to be a forward. I might have even said that to Aaron the other day. I definitely said it to Eddie.
Did you?
Like, I sat in the room. Yeah, I sat in the room. I was like, the fucking top 5 best forward in the league, and he put him in D. If he was, if he was like the 25th to 40th best forward in the league, yeah, stick him in D. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But me, when he's forward, there isn't many better fucking players in the league. He's so big. He's so strong. When I fought him, he's still up there with one of the strongest humans I've ever fought. And I fought Pisey and all the big fucking lumps.
Mate,
when he grabbed a hold of me, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Honestly, mate, because I didn't know. Like, he's that skill guy. I didn't even want to really fight him and go after him. He's like, I think he shot the puck at the goalie after the fucking whistle. I was like,
"Oh yeah."
But then when I grabbed him, I was like, "Whoa!" It's like he's a strong boy, like a real strong boy, and I think he's such a good player.
Yeah, bro. I don't agree. I don't disagree. Sorry. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But I think he actually likes playing in D.
Because he can play until he's fucking 50.
Yeah, so I said to him, mate.
Go back to D.
I remember after a few weeks of playing D, he went, "Bluesy, this is so boring, mate." I was like, "Yeah, mate, it's
you have to be so disciplined to be a D man. I don't know how you boys just go, fuck this. I need to jump into that corner battle, like, especially if you see like a hit there or something. You're like, oh no, I've got to stay out. But I really just look. That guy's got his fucking skates facing that way and his head facing that way.
Oh man, well, I learned a hard lesson about that.
Let's jump into that. What did you get? Was you a 6 or a 10?
I got a 6 game ban against Leeds.
And that was just after Emil got his, right? He got the 10.
Yeah.
And well, none of you, they were on the warpath, by the way, because it was like 4 weeks in a row, you boys. It was like 1, 2, 3, and then Mose was the worst of all of them.
That was I speak to Mo quite a bit.
Idiot.
Gross, man. I see the 2 angles. There's 2 angles of the video, weren't there?
Mate, I was stood in the I was stood on the angle. So I was in the VIP thing. So I have him coming back, and I don't think he realizes how fast he actually is.
Yeah, mate.
His back checks so hard, and I'm like, he needs to slow down because he can see it coming. The D-man's riding him. He's going fucking behind the net. He's not even going anywhere.
And steamrolled him.
But yeah, what about yours?
Yeah, mate. I was shocked when it was checked to the head. You watch the video back, and my only argument with the whole situation is that the guy's skating with like his head over his skates. Yeah, like literally, man. Like he put it on a plate for me, and I knew it was coming. I even tried to dip down to be his height, but his head was the first thing was in front of his body. So, like the only thing I could have done is not hit him.
I don't like that.
Yeah, so that's I learned the hard way, mate. And then
Right. Let me say to any hockey player, fan, anything out there, I am I don't know, what would I have been? 9, 10. I'm about to go out for my first under 14 practice. So the last thing my old man says to me before I go on the ice. Get your fucking head up.
oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Don't cut to the middle with your fucking head down.
You'll learn.
Or you'll learn.
Mm,
Like 9 years old, you learn this shit from.
yeah.
So you're telling me by the time you're 20, you haven't figured that shit out. You've had 12 years to figure that shit out. Don't skate with your head up your ass. Back when I was playing, I'll put you into the fucking top row of the link center.
I tried to think.
And I will. This is before we knew about concussions and stuff. I remember hitting Scott Spearing in Bracknell so fucking hard. I came out the penalty box. He jumped off the bench for a cheap breakaway. So the old cheap breakaway off that old Bracknell bench there, the away bench.
Yeah.
And I came out the box and he was looking for the.
Yeah, gone.
And as he came around here, my shoulder hit him in the jaw and his helmet hit the scoreboard.
Oh.
But like, I didn't even get a penalty.
Oh God, man!
It was a good hit back then. Like that was a good hit. Like, do you know why? His fucking head down.
Yeah.
And I go back to the Svek hit. For me, I don't think that's 10 games. What that is a mutant hitting a guy who had his head up his ass.
Yeah, 100%. Because it messaged me. You would again the accent. Plewsy, what do you think of this hit?
Mate, he messages us on the podcast all the time. I fucking love him. We're gonna interview him. How do you think that'll be interviewing ML? Because obviously you know his English better than me. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be a tough grind? Is it gonna be fun or what?
It'll be fun, mate. You can have a conversation with him, absolutely fine. But you'll he'll be fine. He's a good guy. You know what? Me and him got on really well when he was in Swindon, but I just don't think it was ever a good fit for him.
What in Swindon?
He was on his own, like pretty much. But all the boys are working. There was no like Malash is the other import at that time. He's got wife and kids, and he's, you know what I mean, he's got his thing going. So
it wasn't like when Pinky and Sesky were here and like they would go to work and you could just day drink or you could golf or you could do something because none of them had kids here, none of them had anything. Mm. Like you say, the British boys would be at work, or if you had self-employed lads, they might nip around the house. But if you're used to playing on a team, there's 12 imports and none of you's work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, you talk to some of the boys in the Elite League now, and they're all in the same apartment complex. They go fucking train. They go to the gym.
Yeah.
You might go and watch. You might go golf. You might go tennis. You might go like watch the horses. You might go and do something. But there's 4, 5, 6 of you don't have any work after 11 a.m. that can hang out. If that's you, especially it's worse. I feel when you got to wait until like 9:30, 10 till practice.
Oh mate, that was tough for him. Sometimes he would go to the gym. He'd go Asda, maybe go back to the gym, and then he's like the first one at training, the first one at the rink because he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
so we felt for him in that sense. Like great guy, no one disliked him. He just wasn't a good fit for him in Swindon. So,
do you find that now that you've been there for a little bit longer, and kind of going back to what like MK used to have back in the day, where you've got a bit of a core of guys? Do you find that you're part of that when you're bringing guys in? You can tell pretty quick how, you're going to be here for a year or you're going to be here for 10. Like you can tell when a guy's. Do you tell or no, or is it? Maybe it takes a little bit longer into the season to suss out if they're going to be there long term. Because you like Stevie Whitfield, Aaron, yourself, Bully. There's even Richie on the bench. Whoever it is, Floydie, Loris. There's guys that have been around forever.
Yeah. Oh mate, straight away. Like for example, Kobe Taylor. Like he walked in the dressing room and he was one of the best guys like that I've played with, like on and off the ice. He was just straight away, that he was good to be here. But yeah, man, I'm slowly becoming a piece of the furniture in Swindon.
You are, mate. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So seeing all these boys get their testimonial, I'm like, it could be me, hopefully one day. But
hey, why not? What has there been? Richie's had a testimonial. Floydie, Bully.
Bully, Wits.
Fidzy's had one, I believe. Did Fidzy have one? I'm sure Fidzy had one.
Maybe before I knew, mate, but I can most likely.
Yeah, there's a
But
few
yeah,
guys. A few guys
yeah,
that done
mate.
the 10 years in Swindon. Obviously, you came down and ended up in Swindon. You took your opportunity there. What did you think that summer? What was going on before you decided to like make the move down south?
Fuck, I was shitting myself, bro.
Oh, really?
Well, because like I played in Edinburgh for 3 years. It was a bit of a gong show.
You're not expected to do a fucking hink.
Yeah, exactly. You get on, like, don't make a mistake, get off the ice, and like that's all it was for 3 years. I came down here, and I ain't gonna lie, mate. It took a bit to find my feet because I was like, holy shit, these.
Well, you're allowed to touch the puck for a start.
Yeah, you need to do more with the puck. Don't just
Yeah.
chuck it or
Chuck
give
it
it
off
away.
the wall
Like,
and out. Yeah.
yeah,
No.
mate, literally. So it was tough to get going, and then after that, mate, I settled right in, and yeah, I love Swindon, mate. So, but yeah, definitely shit myself. When I got the phone call from Aaron, I was like, Swindon. I was like, where the fuck's Swindon?
I'm just gonna get on the maps.
Yeah, I was like, shit, 7 hours away. What? But I wouldn't change it, mate. I loved every year I've been here. So
See, when you're talking to clubs at that stage of your career, you're still early on. You've done your bit of time up in the elite league, and you haven't quite decided you're going to stay and go full time at that. You think, right, that's a better move for me. You're talking to clubs. What's your support network? Are you talking to the old man? Are you talking to other coaches? Are you talking to other lads? What's like allowing you to make the decision to go to Swindon?
my old man was a big factor in it. Like I would always look for him for any advice, always to do with hockey. So it was just him really, and that was kind of it, to be honest, mate. I've had a few teams speak to me over the years, but yeah, it's like I could go try other places if I wanted to, but the thing I've got going here right now, like I doubt I'd get it anywhere else. So, but yeah, the old man's definitely been a huge factor in helping me out because obviously he's been down in England as well, hasn't he? He played
Yeah,
in
of
Telford
course.
and places like that. So, yeah, he helped me out quite a bit.
I don't know why it's just triggered in my brain. What's it been like having the whole fucking Nell v Nell thing going on this year?
Oh man,
Because from the inside, like, obviously fans laugh and joke, but these motherfuckers are competitive. Let me tell you that, yeah.
oh
And
yeah.
even Lou, whoever, Debs, they're all in a mix. What's it been like from being on the inside with like Leeds v Swindon, Nell v Nell?
It's good, man. We give the chops out to Adam and stuff,
Of
and
course, yeah.
give subtle ones to Steve. But hey, man, listen, it's what Steve's done in Leeds is absolutely outstanding. You know,
Unbelievable.
it's crazy. So you take half to him, but obviously everyone in Swindon's camp wants Swindon to win over Leeds, and even Steve thinks so as well. Well, hopefully he does. Anyway, I'm just saying that, but yeah, mate, it's interesting anyway. But it's good, man. It's good for hockey as well in the national. So.
Of course it is. I can just picture the banter between all the boys and
Oh,
Chuck Aldi in the mix for that as well.
yeah. To be fair, Aldi comes in now and again when we see him after games. He'll stick around. We'll have a chat with him and stuff. But yeah, mate, it's good.
He's one of the best guys you ever get, Aldi. And
Yes, man.
with the Wildcats, disappointing season, I would guess for you boys. Fifth
Yeah.
is something that I don't imagine you boys would be very happy with.
No, bro. It's the first year I've been here that we've not really contended for much. It's been a strange one. We've kept the same we've pretty much had the same team, just a few added extras, and I don't know, mate. It's just been a different feel about this year. And when
You had
we
like
get
adding Russ Cowley, like it's not like
man.
it's not like you're adding
I know.
fourth line fucking plugs. You added Russ Cowley, that you added
Yeah.
Colby as well. Like you added good players, good pieces.
Yeah, mate, we showed it we could contend with any team, like beating Leeds in Leeds, but it's just some nights we wouldn't be all there and we'd just get fucking ran over. You know what I mean? And then we couldn't keep that consistency going. Like we'd find our jam on the ice eventually, and then the next game would be absolute dog shit. So
I think you had an early defeat to Basingstoke at home. I remember the lads coming back and they turned you over down there. I think maybe a Friday night game.
Yeah, it would have been.
And I was like, okay. Because that's obviously all the notorious thing, and it's been the same since I played there, mate. Oh, they're always good on paper. And then we go
Yeah.
fucking hump it right into 6th. And I was like, ah, you pricks were right. yeah.
Man.
We were sick on paper, but yeah, we finished 6th. Because
Literally, bro.
shit does happen during the season. People get injured, you know, chemistry goes. All of a sudden, the scorer's squeezing his stick a bit tight. Goalie lets in a couple of shite-ins. Like, stuff does happen, but ultimately, you always feel that Swindon should be there or thereabouts. They
100%,
are
mate.
what I would class as one of the bigger teams in the league, and especially with Leeds now coming on the scene, and they've improved the whole structure of the league. We've now added, and Hull and Bristol lost Basingstoke sadly, so we're at a same team 10-team league next year. What have you made of the additions of Bristol and Hull, and then like this new look Leeds team? Because obviously they were the Leeds Chiefs or whatever the fuck they were before, and now to go from Leeds Knights, who finished 4th, to 1st, the whole league's just it's been spun on its head.
It has, mate. You definitely see it's like it's picked up a pace. Like, teams were beating everyone. Like, different teams were beating different teams every night. You know, it wasn't like apart from Leeds, who were just going to stop most bloody teams. Like, everyone's got a fighting chance, which has not been like that for. I mean, my first year we were playing, like, we were winning every week, and you knew you were going to beat certain teams.
Yeah.
Here you can go in with that mindset and get turned over. Like, it was that easy. And but yeah, it's good to see teams like Bristol and Hull come into it. I think Matty's going to do a good thing in Hull. It's nice, sick to have that place back again.
Yeah, I agree.
Shit travel, but it's
the travel's never the best to Hull from this neck of the woods.
No,
but
it's good.
See if you win, and it's the last game of the weekend, then the travel's fun.
Yeah,
a 4 or 5 hour bus journey home when you win on a Sunday is great.
Yeah, mate.
It's fun.
You've got a few good trips home. But the best one we ever done actually was when we won the Autumn Cup. It was Autumn Cup when we won it in Leeds. Fuck, mate, that bus journey was wild.
Oh, really?
The whole section of the bus was just great, stacked upon each other, and mate, we were going absolutely tonto. I had a couple of bottles of Buckfast. Remember, I had
got the bucket and go
the tonic, mate. Had all the boys tasting it, and I was screwing their face up. You drink this for fun? Fucking maybe do.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's
how we roll,
trip, man. But yeah, I love the trips, playing snaps and fucking shooting the shit with the boys, and we have a few drinks on the way home. So it's all about, isn't it?
Do any of the pots get decent size on snaps or what?
We do, mate. I suck. I've been brutal this year, to be fair.
But yeah, it's bad when you have a year like that.
Oh, mate, it's been tough. I think there's actually 8 of us that play altogether.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, man. There's a big group at the back, so we all chuck in. But yeah, I've been brutal this year, so it's put this one behind us.
it kills the time on the road trip, so it's a must.
Yeah, it does, man. We enjoy it.
You gotta have some fun on them long road trips. Who's the guys that are kind of watching movies and just chilling and staying out of the mix?
Marzi,
goalie, obviously.
Yeah,
probably don't want my goalies playing fucking snaps and being raging 2 hours before face off anyway.
Yeah, old teacher Billy, he's uncool now, isn't he? He's down on his laptop.
Has he got his registers with him?
Yeah, mate, he's doing homework and making up stuff for the week coming in. So
mate, so big when we played in Slough, and this is back in the day because I've watched 2008, probably before it was fucking online and shit. There's that old school like blue registers. You see, you got primary and that.
Yeah.
And Bixie was obviously like, I don't know, he was like head of year some private school, and he'd bring all this fun. And like when he was going in for having a piss, we'd all be like adding names to the registers. Oh yeah, like proper like Simpson style, like, you know, holding my groin and fucking feel my crutch and just
bend over.
All them, but not in a row and not on the same page, and like rub them out and put them in like, you know, like fourth down out of 20 names and shit.
He's snapping.
You get into a Tuesday and be like, you cunts. Like, what?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, I left the registers at the back of the bus, didn't it? It's like schoolboy error. So
yeah, shouldn't have done that.
It's funny that Billy's a teacher. And so we had Flatsy on. He was the last guest, And Fratsy's Facebook thing says the most unlikely school teacher you've ever seen.
Yeah. I'd say that about Billy, man. Fuck.
Yeah, when you see these hockey guys, Jeremy Cornish.
Yeah.
And like the kid, one of my pals' kids went to the school that Corny taught at.
No way.
And a hockey guy, and he's like Corny's my teacher. He's like, you don't understand. Like to the other kids, you don't understand. Don't fuck him off. Like, and then obviously they'd be on YouTube watching, and they'd be like, whoa. But yeah, Corny was a different bear. And
crazy, man.
You never think it looking at him.
No, mate. Do you know what? Speaking of Corny, we I think it was the season. I don't know if it was the season that I was going to sign in Swindon or maybe the year before, but Corny actually tried to get in contact about signing because he was the coach in Whitelink.
Yeah,
the
that's
Raiders,
right.
wasn't he? Yeah. We actually spoke on the phone. Nothing came to.
Nothing came
to light,
you should have went to the island for a year.
I heard about it. I think at the time Wallace Taylor was actually playing for him. I don't know if it was the same time. It might have been the same time, but yeah, mate. So was that a good place to play? Or?
Oh, the island? Yeah, I loved it. Fucking loved it. Absolutely loved playing on the island. You won't find many players that played on the island that didn't like playing on the island.
Really?
It was, I don't know, it was weird. Like the travel was a ball ache. You'd have to get the fast cat. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, is that the hovercraft?
I know. We never got the hovercraft. So we did see when we were kids and we went across to the island to play. We always used to get the hovercraft. But the fast cat, which you go and then you have to get the wee train down the bridge. Unless you were fucking late and you were going to get fined, you had to run down the bridge in your suit. Obviously, mate. Fine master, we stood out the back. Be laser Les Millie smoking fucking Bensons. Been up. You boys are getting fined.
Big Les.
It was Big Les. Like we were so bad on the island. The boys, they would play proper like headers and volleys out the front of the rink before warm up. It was savage. Guys doing like overhead kicks. Les would be playing in his loafers, shut him down, smoking a fag. We had some beauties on that. Like Chad Reeky was there. You must know Chad.
Reeks, yeah.
You must know Chad.
You know what, mate? So funny you bring up Chad. So when I played for the Kirkcaldy Kestrels, which was the men's team in Fife, my first away trip, I think I was like 15, maybe 16, 15 or 16. Just first game with the men's, it was away to Elgin. It was a long trip, obviously, a good few hours. And on the way back, obviously, the boys were getting fucking tanked up. I remember being like halfway down the bus. I kept turning around to obviously try and get in with the boys. I turned around and Chad Reeky's doing a naked headstand in the middle seat at the back of the bus. I was like, holy shit, what is this what bus trips are about? Fucking hell. I'm sitting there in my packed lunchbox. Like, but
mate, that sums Chad up. I've never known anyone to be naked as much as I've known Chad Reeky to be naked. What a funny guy. I can't believe we still haven't managed to get him on here yet. He's coming on at some stage. He keeps doing them like face swap videos on Facebook, and he did one like Patrick Swayze the other day. Fuck it, and then he does it the pikey snatch. He's done a few. Yeah, Mickey One Punch. He's done a few of them, and they're so good. He was Chad was my teammate in Slough, so there was a few of your boys. So Horny, Wish, Ewan Forsyth, Brucey boy. Like, so it was awesome.
Which Wishart? Gary Wishart.
Gary,
Gary, yeah.
How
Gary
good was
sick player.
Sick.
Yeah.
By the way, the most underrated player I've played with by considerable distance. But so in the 1 year, and Paddy Ward. It was when the fucking BNL went awry, and the EPL just got like super strong. Guildford, Slough, everybody. So yeah, Paddy, Wish, Brucey, and then all the other boys that I mentioned. Then like Stevie Wall, Michael Bowman. So like a few of the Northeast boys.
Oh yeah.
What a year that was. Obviously, like we had Terry Miles, Warren Rust. It was, I don't know, maybe it was Andy Hanna then. It was wild, honestly.
I bet, man.
you know, like fucking 5 a.m. poker games and all sorts of stuff going on.
Good
Those
stories.
boys, like, you'd get a video and it'd be Chad and fucking Paddy in full roller hockey kit, 3 a.m. at the team, like skating laps at the team house. Just all
Oh
sorts
man.
of just fun and games with those boys. When you made your step up to the Kestrels, because obviously the Fife notoriously got a bunch of views. Who else was in those rosters when you were making
Oh
your way
mate.
through?
So quite a few names to be fair. Darryl Venters was the
Yeah,
captain at that time. Daz. Andy Finlay was playing.
yeah.
Yeah, Chad Reekie was there. I'm trying to think who else there was. There's a few other older guys, but
Is there
I
anyone
played
like
with.
Liam Gregg or anyone there?
No, mate. I always used to watch Liam Gregg when he played with my dad, but he wasn't. I think he was done with hockey way before then. But yeah, mate, I grew up watching Liam Gregg.
He's a
Actually,
tough boy.
one of my favourite players when I grew up. My dad's like, "Man, not." I'm like, "No, Liam Gregg." He's a beauty, man. There's a few times I've caught up with him, but yeah, mate, he was a fucking beauty, wasn't
Oh yeah, he was a tough lad. Did
he?
you
But
are you surprised with, like, well, we're just sitting rattling off talent coming out of Fife over the years, and we're not even scratching the surface. That's just the bare
oh yeah,
bones. That's the bare bones of it. Is it disappointing for a Fifer to see the lack of development within the organisation, and seemingly for no fucking apparent reason, because they don't seem to be getting anywhere? All right, they qualified for a cup final this year, but that
yeah,
doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of things. Is that frustrating for a Fifer like yourself?
mate, it's been the same shit since I was a kid. Like
Since
guys
I was
before me,
a kid, mate.
really, honestly, bro, it's not even surprising anymore. Like there's still a few guys like younger guys that I've played with who are there, like Reece Cochran and James Spence and stuff, but. That's why I left. That's when me and Marzi both left at the same time. We were
Well,
like,
Reese has
nah,
left before as well, hasn't he? Reese has had to
yeah,
go away and come back.
yeah. It's just, mate, people ask me, would you go back? And I probably would never, mate. Like it'd be so sick to play in your own barn and your own hometown. But
School pals been able to come and watch and just
yeah, mate, like it's just they're renowned for it. They obviously know that, but they're not changing anything, are they?
see if they were winning, but you could go, all right.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
they
fair
went,
enough.
look, we've sacked off the locals at XYZ.
Mm,
We've won 2 playoff titles, 2 challenge cups, 3 leagues in the last 10 years. You go, all right, fuck it.
yeah.
It's working. Stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they've been doing for the last 15 years not working. Funnily enough, since the demise of the BNL, and they
Yeah.
lost Horny, Wish, and Stephen Murphy, and everybody else that was up playing then, and they lost all those guys. See if with Fife were in the BNL, your dad will tell you,
Mm.
they were a legitimate weapon when it was half and half. There's so many good Brits. You've touched on a couple already.
Yeah,
But
mate.
they would come down to Basingstoke, and I used to love watching Fife. Being like the Frank Morris days. When
Mm.
they
Oh yeah.
so I get a little top up on my wine. Can you give me top up, please? Yeah, like from those kind of days, there was all Fife always produced Brits, and they will, but they have to have somewhere to go. Obviously, they've got the Kestrels, but they can't be going from fucking SNL
Yeah,
to the Elite League.
Yeah,
They can't even go from
that's
can barely go from SNL to the National League. Like that's probably
yeah.
a huge jump as it is.
Oh mate, you feel it as well. Obviously, I pretty much done that kind of jump. First training session, you play with these imports. You're like, holy! I trained with Fife like a season. Marzi got longer than me, but I never iced for them once. Like I maybe played in a friendly,
Yeah,
like when I was a kid with a cage, but it just shows you now. Like there's no like apart from the young kids who still want to give it a whack at Fife. There's no older guys who play there. Like Craig Moore, like he's gone, he's off. He's played at
yeah.
Fife now and again, but like we've had so much. Like Fife's one of the best junior developments in the country. I'd say.
It
Like the
always
talent is
was.
it.
Adam
Yeah,
Walker, I remember playing against him there as well. Like
there you go, mate.
Scott
It's just
McAndrew, my age, mate. There was, well, I could just keep listing names at my
you
age.
could, mate.
It was a joke.
It's a joke. It's just sad to see now, but I said I'm over it. It's somewhere that I would never play. I always keep tabs on them, but yeah, it's just until they change the whole like off ice staff and change the whole club as a thing. That I don't think it's going to be the same thing every year. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a shame, really.
it is a shame. And I've lived in Kirkcaldy for a bit, so I know what the people are like, and I know they're passionate about the game up the road,
Yeah.
and they would love to see like a competitive product on the ice. You played some time in the Elite League. You went through to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
What did you make of your time there?
Oh man, it was an eye opener. Anyway, everyone knows what Edinburgh was at the time, and yeah, it was. Can't thank Scott Neal enough for giving me the opportunity to play there and to understand pro hockey at the time, but it wasn't run like a professional team. People know that, you know what I mean? It's not common knowledge. Like imports playing like sharing sticks and stuff, and just yeah, mate. Honestly,
Guys getting sticks out of the pro shop for fucking 10 minutes before the game.
yeah. Can I borrow this? But yeah, mate, it was definitely a fun few years. Certainly, I was when I moved there. It was always good fun on and off the ice. Like I was at college, but I was mostly just away drinking with the boys.
Oh,
So,
really? Yeah.
yeah, we had a really good off ice team. I'd say that for nothing. But
So
yeah,
the
mate.
first year you were there, you kind of played like 10 games in the SNL, but also like 40 odd games in the Elite League. You actually put up 6 points, which is decent. Kingo
Yeah,
was there, Boydie was there. You guys were the young Brits. What
yeah,
were
mate.
the Tom Barry actually there for a game? What were the imports like that year? Anyone that stands out that being like beauties or just good fun to hang around with?
I'm trying to think. Oh, my first year. That's when Riley Emerson was the coach, wasn't it? My first year,
Yeah, I
Emma
think
was the
so.
coach. Mate, that do you know what? We had a sick team, and then it kind of just fell apart. Like we went on a tear. I'm sure we've won a good few games in a row. Um, but there was a few sick guys. Like David Rutherford, who
Yeah,
played
he
in
was
Belfast.
legit.
Rudy, man, he was me and him got on like a house on fire. He was literally because like obviously not much of the imports had cars. So Rudy would be like, "Boys, if you take me for my groceries, I'll take you downtown and buy you what you want. Like, you wanna go for food and drinks? Just take me to Asda." I'd be like, "Sound mate, let's go." So Rudy was always a good guy off the ice, but we had a good team. And had Riley Emerson was the coach. We had Kyle Flemington. They two were like the enforcers,
Yeah.
the tough guys at the time. Flemo was an absolute mutant. You see him fight Fitzy and stuff. But yeah, we had a good team. It just kind of fell apart though.
He's like an AHL or NHL official now.
Yeah, well, I know, innit,
Yeah,
mate?
legit.
Good for him, bro. Yeah, mate. It's nice to see him do that.
Leveled up right there.
Oh yeah, give the line no shit. He'd probably dust you to be fair. He's
He's a
like,
tough boy.
yeah, but it was good, man. I played with a native as well, Craig McCallum. It's mental. He sounds like he lives in Kirkcaldy, but his name
Glasgow,
was
yeah. He's a fucking
Logic.
West Coaster.
But yeah, he was a native. He was a strange cat. Sick player though. But yeah, he would do the old burning tobacco thing, and he's probably doing rituals in his room and stuff. But yeah, he was an interesting guy. He's like a chief of his clan or whatever as well back home.
What did you say his name was again?
Craig McCallum.
Craig McCallum.
Yeah,
It just sounds like a Ouija for Glasgow.
mate, honestly, they said Craig McCallum. I was like, what? We're fucking down the road.
Oh no, that's why, because I'm thinking of fucking Frank McCallum from Still Game.
Frank
McCallum.
Fucking right.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Right, so that second year, yeah, they're kind of you had a bit of an atlas on your
Totally, yeah.
roster. You had some Canadians, a Czech, a Kazakh, some Latvians, some Slovaks, some Jocks, maybe an Austrian, and what was it like? It was a Finn as well. Fucking hell, what was it like just having all these nationalities in there?
Oh mate, it was insane. Like I think Pavel Voroboyov was the Kazakhstan guy. I think
Sergei
Banashkov.
Banshikov, yeah.
He's the guy that done the Michigan actually in
Oh,
Edinburgh.
okay.
If you remember seeing that, but oh mate, half of them couldn't even speak to you with like a full sentence. They'd be like, "Hello, Prosy." That's it.
That's your bad,
Mate, you could not have a conversation with them, and then they're all speaking Russian to each other. And you're just sitting there like, "What the fuck are you talking about, fella?" Like,
yeah, this is
oh mate,
killer.
it was in Edinburgh. Like you get a few imports who really wanted to like play for the team, and you had quite a lot of guys that were just there to pick up a check, explore Edinburgh, explore like the
St
UK,
Andrews and everything, and go again.
play golf, yeah, and just fuck off home. Like you could see it on the ice, and you could just feel it in the way they were just acting around the room and stuff. But there was a few beauties there, without a doubt.
Young Cally Robertson was there. He's had a fucking unbelievable year down in Bristol.
Mate,
He's come down here before. He went to Bracknell and it didn't quite work out, even though his point production was good. And he's been elsewhere, but he seems to really find his feet in Bristol. Have you always been able to tell he's going to be like a legit player?
oh mate, Callie's been so sick since he was younger. Like he's a smaller guy, obviously, but he's stocky and he's fast and he's really skilled. Like
His old man
he's
was a player as well, you know.
yeah, Robo man, he was. But it's good to see Callie get recognised as well, because obviously the tough season he had when he was down in the NHL. But sixth season for him, man. He scored 4 goals in one night, I think.
He had fucking 40. I think he had 35, 40 goals this year or something.
Yeah, mate.
He was
the change.
Yeah, he was filthy. Let's have a look. What did he have? 32 goals, 28 assists, 60 points in 56 games.
Mate. Yeah, he deserves that. He's a good player, man. We played. We got together, me, him, Reece Kelly, and Colby, who was here at the time. We all went and played golf together. They're sick guys, well.
Reece Kelly had a really good year as well.
Yeah, mate. Do you know what's mad about Reece? He used to be, obviously, he grew up playing juniors, not together. He was my brother's age, but he was always such a small guy. And then he went away across. Oh, mate, Reece used to be tiny, bro. And then he went away to, I don't know, I want to say Finland or so.
He went to Norway first, didn't he?
He was at Norway, yeah. He went across and he come back like an absolute monster. I think what are they feeding you over there? But big player, bro, very skilled D man. Obviously he's still quite young, isn't he? But he's got the size and yeah, he's a good player, man. And be interesting to see if he goes back to Bristol or he goes elsewhere.
Well, I think he's got that two-way thing there with Bristol and Cardiff.
He does.
People are gonna be fucking ringing him this summer. That's for sure.
Oh mate, I don't know why you wouldn't. You know,
I'm really impressed with him.
I remember speaking to Darren. I was like, you know, I want to sign more Fifers, get the boys in. I was like, why not? But it'd be interesting to see, obviously, with Basingstoke going as well. Like who's going to be jumping around? Obviously, a few other guys have signed, but there's quite a few big names in that team that haven't signed just yet.
Obviously, Doughty and Beardy have gone. Yeah. For me, the key pieces, obviously, those are two. The next two that I think are going to be the most crucial in making a side a shit ton better is Liam Morris and George Norcliffe. They're the two players from that roster. If I'm looking to make my team better, that's the two guys I'm signing. If I'm looking for a bit of depth on D, probably look at Josh Kelly. I think when he wasn't injured this year, he had a bit of a shit luck with injuries, but he improved so much this season. He's physical. He was adding offense. So there's players that you can cherry pick from that roster. I think maybe if it's not Swindon, someone else will. And there's some good players to go around. And I was having a conversation last week with Mark, and we were talking about, imagine if Gail O'Brien goes to Leeds as their third import. Mate, they don't need him to score any goals. Just have him on a fucking third line, skating around, killing teams' first lines.
Yeah, mate, he's sick. Do you know,
he's still got 75 points, but he kills people.
Mate, he's a truck, and he's a big lad.
Right. I stood next to him the first weekend of the season, off season in the bar, and I was like, he's gonna fucking hurt people out there. Like,
I had to try to fight him in the first game we played. I offered out the whole line. Like I was losing my mind at that point. I don't know if I got kicked out, but I asked him to fight, and he said no, and I went, thank fuck.
Yeah, decent.
But he's actually really good mates with Kobe Taylor.
Because they played together last year, right?
Yeah, mate. So we'd always, we sat one night till like 5 a.m, just shooting the shit on FaceTime, having beers with him. Like he's a sick guy. So fingers crossed he stays in the league. He can be our third import for a while.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and this is when we're looking at this import situation. This one makes it really interesting because, all right, some teams are going to be unfortunate. I think Steel Dogs might struggle with just finances, but they struggled with finances this year, and then signed Volkanovs. And the guy got 89 points and was a legit savage.
Did he really?
Mate, you got a fucking 80 something points.
Sneaky, man. Never did that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting, man.
Here's one for you, just because I was at the game. Did you hit Cam Brownlee in the head last year or no? Sheffield away. See, from my angle, I had it as you smoked him in the head.
Is that when you boys done the?
Aye.
Oh,
Did you get kicked out?
yeah, that was.
Oh,
I
it's
should have
Towner. Sorry,
Towner.
Towner,
Towner. No
not
man.
Brownlee.
I honestly thought I didn't. Hand on heart, I would have said. I would have said if I did, because I
No,
was
no, you would.
surprised. I was surprised that because I thought I was going to get jumped because I'm a big hit for starters, but
It
nothing
was a
happened.
big hit.
And like I think he seen me at the last second, and he kind of left the puck and tried to like move or something. And
Yeah.
I don't know what hit me, but I went right through the centre of him. So I might have hit his head.
Yeah, I think that's because that's what it looked like. It didn't look like you went
Yeah,
to hit him in the head. It just
yeah,
looked like he came in and yeah. To be honest, it just looked like his head went here.
yeah.
It didn't look like you like tried to like bury him with a shoulder. Just stepped up on him and the head's that first point of contact.
Yeah,
But again,
I
I'm
think
sat up in the fucking rafters, so I don't know.
yeah. Oh man, do you know what? I never even got to watch it back. This is before we got the instat into the league, so I don't think I ever got to see that hit.
How good's that
So,
instat?
oh mate, it exposes you. That's what it does.
Yeah, when she had a shit shift.
Yeah.
It just says you had 4 turnovers this period. Nah,
Yeah.
doesn't sound like me. Well,
Well,
here's a video of you turning the puck over 4 times.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's good for doing video anyway. Like
fucking nightmare fuel by the sounds of things.
yeah, fuck. There's another glass in it. There's a turnover. No, mate, it's good, man. It's interesting anyway. Obviously, the players get sent it after every game as well. So
That is really good. I
yeah,
mean,
mate,
there's no excuse
I
now,
like
is
it.
there?
No, keeps you accountable, doesn't it? So yeah,
With
I like it.
with that, obviously improving the game and just kind of how professional it is now, maybe not as many nights out and stuff like that. How important is stuff like your nutrition and off ice training for you?
It's all about that. Like last summer, me and Stevie Whitfield proper smashed out a program. He wants to do the same again this year. Like always come into the season ready. Yeah, I mean, the only beers that we get really are maybe one after practice on a Friday because somebody lost Juice Boy, or in the Harvey after a Saturday and Sunday when we come home from a trip.
Yeah.
Apart from that, mate, like unless the boys there's a football game on or something like worth getting together, it's not a lot of drinking goes on to be honest. But it's yeah, mate, keeping fit is pretty key in it.
Do you still get access to the gym and the link?
Yeah, well, we got passes, but I don't know where mine is. But everyone just walks in, like they know
Yeah,
you
they're
who you
quite
are.
good.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get it through the summer, which is ideal. And like it's right across the road. I literally live a stone's throw from the rink.
Oh, okay, that's ideal for you.
Yeah,
Are you working in Swindon as well then?
yeah, mate. I work fit windows, doors, conservatories. It's like a window fitting business. But
Yeah.
Bondi.
Yeah, I know Bondi.
Yeah. So I come down. I've done a few shifts for him, and then he basically looked at me as his retirement plan. So
That sounds about right.
yeah, he said, "You want to work? You want to do some work?" So I kept working, and 4 years later, mate, it's my full-time job down here. So that's another reason why I'm so happy. I'm just settled, and I'm going to be in Swindon for the summer again this year. Get to stay in the team house and stuff, which is nice, Aaron. It's good, mate. My life's down here now, so I enjoy
it makes sense. And if you've got that connection to the area, like I love Swindon. I've been pretty open about just saying it's my favorite place I ever played.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think so. I think the room's good, the rink's good. You always got paid on time. You was always treated well. For the most part, if you need fucking skates or sticks or something, they were always there. I don't know, just fans were always good. I always loved the setup of the Harvey being right there because obviously I like pints. It's no secret. It's no secret. I like pints. But yeah, I like that aspect of it. Like you finish the game, it was old school. You fucking go to the Harvey if the fans wanted to come and see you, great. If you just wanted to go sit in the corner and fucking hide away, Dennis would make sure that you could just go have a beer. I quite like that aspect of it. And I don't know, it's just an easy place to play, I think. They expect you to win, but that's good. Like, why should they not expect you to win? You've had some success there. You've had some trophies.
You won the league and Northern Cup, innit? Yeah.
What was it like getting the league title?
That was cool, man. The way we done it was pretty. It wasn't the prettiest. We obviously we could have won it. It was us in Peterborough at the time, wasn't it? And
I think so, yeah.
We went on an absolute tear from I think it was like Christmas time, maybe before. We went on like a 15 game here like won every game. We were just mate. We had that kind of jam we were looking for this season where we at that time we won the league, we'd go into rinks and be like, yeah, we're going to win tonight. Like we had that confidence, that kind of swagger about us, and we could have won it one night. I think it was against Bracknell or something, and they beat us. So it was a big anticlimax. My parents came down and stuff. We ended up losing that game. Yeah, mate. So I was, mate, I felt so bad to come down to see me win it, and we ended up getting beat. So the following weekend, we played, I think it was Streatham at home. Mum and Dad come down again, and they were like, "If you don't win it this time, we ain't coming back."
Right, that's you, buddy. Like,
yeah. So we, I think we actually won it before the start of the third period because Peterborough dropped points.
Oh, okay.
So we were in the room, and Aaron comes through, and I forget once what he says, but he basically said, "Boys, we're fucking league champions," and we all started going bananas in the room.
You're not gonna another period to play.
And then we got to go out, yeah. But obviously all the fans knew that, so you heard everyone going nuts outside, like the room, which was pretty sick. And then when we come out, everyone come right down to the room. So it was a long 20 minutes to get that out of the way, but the celebrations were sick, man. Smoking cigars in the room,
Like some big hoagies.
Big always man. Hoogie was there as well when he drafted him in.
Of course he did.
He came in like late into the year. He still says it now. Thank me, Swindon. Thank me for winning you the league. You prick.
I fucking love him.
He's some guy for one, man.
Some character was so good. I remember we had a fancy dress night in Swindon when we used to go up. And I was like some fucking mad, scary clown. I don't know whoever did my face paint was sadistic. And he went as the kid from the Blades of Glory. He had like a fucking figure skating leotard. Oh, mate, it was so good. And if you've been out with Hoogie, you know he's not afraid to just buy bottles of champagne just to spray up folk. God, so Hoogie, that was a £75 bottle of champagne. You didn't even drink any of it. He just sprayed it all over everybody.
Mate, he's so I had stories about him being in a club, and he was like, "Can I have 100 Jaegers?" Women's like, "No." He went, "All right, can I have 50?" And she went, "You want 50 Jaegers?" "Yes, 50. Okay, I could do 50. I heard this story about him just passing them back, and then the year he came back and I played with him, it fucking happened right before my eyes. Got 50 Jaegers. We were all on like a line, and we're just passing it down. I had 3 at one point. I was like fucking trying to drink them and pass them. It was carnage, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. What a beauty. Team guy. What what's it been like having obviously Aaron B leading the way there, plus still chucking fucking 45, 50 tucks in a season as well?
Mate, he certainly leads on the ice big time. You know, his shot is one of the most grossest things I've seen. Like,
it's not even how hard it is; it's the release. No,
yeah, mate. He sits in that one timer as well, and it doesn't look like he puts any effort in it, and it just goes fucking bing, bing, top shelf. It's he's had a good season himself. Obviously Malash as well was gross. Like
very sick.
Malash is like 34, 35, and
he's older than that, is he not?
He might be, bro.
Yeah, he's older than that. I'm sure he is. That's a bit.
Oh mate, I couldn't tell you, but he was gross, bro.
36. He's 36. My age. Yeah, he's an 86.
Yeah, mate. They still go out there and just the put up points the way he done was, and even play like he's not just all offense. Like he's actually really good like in the D zone as well. Like he'd hit guys, and when you see him hit guys, he gets all pissed off. He gets you all fucking fired up.
Yeah, I like that he's got a bit of that about him.
Yeah.
How was it having Ross Cowley joined the roster this year? He ended up picking up a sneaky 70 points in 49 games, by the way.
Oh, mate, such a smart hockey player. Like, just so smart. And he's been around the game. There's a lot of times when he would speak in the room and everyone would just listen. Like, the whole place would go quiet and you'd listen to what he'd have to say. But great guy as well. First time I've ever played with him and chatted away with him. And he's absolutely for the team all the time. He's definitely a special player, and I hope he's going to come back next season. Obviously, he's getting on now, isn't he? He's still in great shape for an older guy. So, I mean, he's still got a few years in him for what I've seen anyway. But sick player to have, bro. Like so smart on the ice as well. Like most of his goals, he'd be in front of the net, and he just have his stick in the right place to tip them all the time.
Yeah.
Like, good shot on him, but he's sick at tipping shots. Like, he'd always have his stick and just put it down.
Just a magnet.
Yeah, mate, smart player. And people gave him stick, to be fair. I remember seeing at the start of the year when he signed with us. I seen tweets saying, "Oh, he ain't going to get points again," and I don't know who it was.
What?
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, he ain't going to contribute like he'd done in MK or something like that," and then he ended up having a monster year again.
Fucking
It's just
dummies.
like fucking suck on that, man.
He's just gonna get real shite over the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna forget how to be a sick hockey player that he's been since. I played against. So Carl's is like a year or two older than me. I played against him when I was playing up to like under 14s, under 16s. Him and Lee Richardson and Swindon. Fucking sick joke.
No, mate.
The pair of them were a sick joke. Like as kids, he was so like up here.
Yeah,
especially when he's playing junior hockey. It was like there's nobody else thinking like that out there.
It's fucked, man. Like I say, I hope he comes back.
Yeah, you had a career year for points, 19 points, but only the one goal. You disappointed when you get one goal, or are you kind of happy as overall that it's a career year points wise?
Nah, mate, I think that suspension like kind of threw a spanner in the works for me. Like I started off really well, and I had at the start of the year. I don't know how many points I had at the time, but I was like, "Fuck me, it could be a good year for me." I not scoring, just like being the assist. I'm happy with knowing that I ain't going to put up a lot of goals, man. I ain't my game. Like, you know how I play. It's if I contribute, I contribute. Like, but it's it is what it is. Like I said about the suspension, I think kind of I wouldn't say it fucked my season up, but it kind of just tripped me up a bit.
He rails you a little bit when you're in the rhythm.
Yeah, man. Like I was out for 8 games. That's like a month, isn't it? Or 6 games, sorry. Well, it was 6, but it was 8 altogether because obviously I had the penalty points as well.
Of course, yeah.
That happened. Yeah, but at the time, obviously, the 6 games is like a month. So it was, I was still training and had to ride the bike every fucking game, which was brutal. I was like, but I was like, get on the bike and I went, oh, fuck. But yeah, mate, like I say, it's getting points, it comes, but my other game is just, being difficult to play against and blocking shots and being that guy in the shutdown kind of D-man. So
Swindon kind of, in my opinion, you guys lack toughness this year. Is that a role that you kind of see yourself having to do more of as the league ultimately gets stronger and every point's going to be more of a battle? Is that a role that you don't mind mixing in still?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Like I've always not been afraid. Like I'll never go looking for it if I have to, but I ain't going to be one to ever turn it down. Like I take pride in being the guy that wants to looks after his teammates.
Yeah.
And growing up watching my dad, I always knew that was his role. And I don't know, even since I was younger, I've always done it. And then growing up now, and like it was sick having Deck last year. Yeah. Honestly, because like you'd look to your left, it was Deck Balmer, and you're like, I go an extra couple of feet. Like what you gonna do? And then you look to your right, even Billy's there. Obviously, he didn't fight, but he's still a gamer, isn't he? He's still tough. But yeah, mate, listen, I ain't afraid of no one really. But
there's no one in that league to be afraid of.
No, mate,
not nowadays.
No, mate, it's all changed now.
Do you know who I probably think's the most? Sorry, excuse me, drop the pen on the floor. Who I think is probably the most undercover tough kid in that league is that Callum Wells from Romford.
Mate, where was he?
He's gonna catch some motherfuckers out. Let me tell you that.
I think,
his brother's like a champion fucking MMA kickboxer, K1.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I've heard he's got like fighting in his family, but yeah, he's a tough kid. But from the fights that I've seen, I'm like, you chuck him, isn't he?
Yeah, so, well, he chucks him like a boxer. He chucks him quick.
He does, doesn't he?
He's like, if you don't get that fucking grab, you're gonna have eaten 6. You're gonna have eaten 6 before you get a grab on him. Yeah, but there isn't. Gaza's kind of gone now. There isn't really any out and out guys. Deck, obviously, you touched on Deck. He's probably one of the guys. You might get Brammer every now and again if you can get him rattled up and off. And there's a few boys. You guys have actually had a pretty good rivalry with Sheffield going for the last few years. What's it been like to be part of that? Because you wouldn't think fucking Sheffield and Swindon would be rivals, but just the way that kind of the league positions and the cups and all the bits and bobs that have gone on over the years, it's kind of led you guys to be rivals. What's that like, being fucking 400 miles round trip, but actually rivals?
Actual rivals. It's good, man. It's Like, you know how they play, man. They're a greasy little, got a couple of rats in that team, and they play the game well. They play the game how I like it played, so it's good. I think you get fired up for those games. And obviously the absolute carnage that kicked off after our first playoff game,
I thought it was a bit soft, like mine.
mate. It was.
By the way,
no
that
one-
backup goalie's lucky you didn't land that fucking Superman punch. He'd still be lying there.
How did you see that? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I've not seen that. You've not seen our reaction video.
Oh, I don't think I watched that. No,
Go on YouTube. Watch our reaction videos for it.
I'll have to watch it.
So, mate, we were watching the stream live, and
yeah.
right, just for shits and gigs, we were supposed to have an interview, right? And we were watching the stream, and what we did, we were just talking like we are now, and I was like, right, fuck it, let me just put it on a laptop. I'll click share screen, and me and Mark, we weren't ever going to do anything with it. We were like, let's just have a practice for like when we do use this situation, because we hadn't spoken to Ali, and we wasn't going to put it out there live or anything. And we were like, we'll just, I don't know, I think it's 4-5-1 or something. There's like 18 minutes to go. I was like, let's just talk it out, and we'll see how it is. And if there's any good, like, little one clippers or anything, we'll message Ali and be like, Ali, do you mind if we use this minute? Well, do you mind if we?
Yeah.
And then you fucking clowns all started beating the wheels off each other. We're like, yes, let's go.
Perfect.
So, like, and that's what we say. We was like, that could not have been any more perfect for our first time, 4,000 and counting, do like a live thing. You boys just have a brawl. It was great.
Yeah, nothing major happened. It was just
No, it didn't.
Yeah, but
did you feel that it was? I said in the video, you'll hear me say it. Fucking 40 minutes too late.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Did you feel like maybe like a little bit of that? Because them boys caught you on your heels, and they were good. Like, I don't even think the thing is, I don't think yous were bad. If I'm honest,
yeah,
like it wasn't like you were shy. Like it wasn't like you were like they were clinical.
They were absolutely. Mate, that was the first time they beat us in the rink all season. I'm sure.
Yeah, sure you'd beat them up there, and they beat you down at your bar.
Yeah. So for that to happen was frustrating. Like we said, like I hate the playoff format. The fact that
it's changed again next year, isn't it?
Seen that, mate. A bit better, more games, but the fact that we had 25 minutes, maybe a half hour of hockey that we really sucked, and they fucking like stood on our throats. Like if that was over a good few more games, or like if it's even the format now, it's different. The fact that small period of hockey finished our season, it was a bit of a tough one. But
you know, if you listen to this show, you know that I don't really like the aggregate score. I would much rather that. So see, like you boys get dummied in that game, you go, all right, fuck it. If it was a best of 3, you still got 2 more chances. You go home, you win your game.
Absolutely.
Or however they work the schedule.
Yeah.
But you get an opportunity. I think the next best thing to a 3-game series is what they've gone back to next year. So you're going to get the 6 games. If you can't figure it out in 6 games, you don't deserve to go through it. It's that simple.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Because we've done that. Was it not
last year?
Season.
It was last year.
Yeah.
And then they changed it for some reason. I thought it was really good last year.
Yeah. Do you think they're changing it now because?
Probably because we moan every fucking week.
Yeah, probably that as well. maybe adding up games because Basingstoke are gone, isn't they?
Yeah, so, it does. It adds some extra fixtures.
Yeah, but they should keep it like that, man. I don't know why they wouldn't. You know.
Yeah, I think it's a great format, and I also, selfish part of it for the boys, it's extra fucking weeks money.
Oh, for sure, bro. More games.
No, I'm not being funny. Like your playoff goes from 1 week to 2 weeks: Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, or whatever it is. Friday, whatever the mix is. So extra week's wage. Or if they decide to go no midweek and go 3 weekends, extra 2 weeks wages. We don't get paid a lot for this, so to get an extra couple of weeks dough out of it
makes a difference, doesn't it?
Well, that might be your we all inclusive fucking 5-10 day trip at the end of the summer. It might be. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of beer tokens for it. You've knocked your plan in for like 56 games plus cup games, and if you qualify for finals and 60, 70 games by the time this league's said and done, friendlies and everything. Yeah, it's just nice and go in with an extra few hundred sheets to the end.
Absolutely, mate. It'd be interesting to see next year how it pans out.
Some other interesting topics that have come up in podcasts of late have obviously been the thing I spoke to Flatsy about last week. Obviously, he got hit in the jaw, Puck 3 plates in his jaw. 2 nights in hospital, 3 days in hospital, 2 weeks off his work, £200 minus £100 excess, £100.
Watch that, yeah.
So, is there anything that you players are doing to protect yourselves now? Obviously, like you said, you're a fucking window fitter. You go chop your arm off or break your arm or whatever. You ain't fitting any windows. Have you boys got any sort of insurances or anything in place? Or is it something that the team or the league or anything have even approached you about?
Certainly not through the league anyway. But I remember what Maxi, Max Burberry?
Yeah.
You know Maxi pretty well. I remember him once trying to sell, because I'm sure he was selling insurance at that time. But it's something I've never looked at, because you think, oh, I don't need it. I'll be all right. But then, before you know it,
and then you're not all right.
Then you're not. You're fucked.
Yeah,
it's definitely something I feel like the league should push for more. But yeah, as far as that goes, mate.
Well, the league could make it really simple. They could force teams to say you're not allowed to face off in September unless every guy's fully insured.
Fully insured, yeah.
Done. They then have to factor it into their budget because they don't have a choice. Right now, they have a choice not to factor it into their budget.
Yeah.
If you make it mandatory, I'm not saying that they have to get a package where you boys get fucking 10 grand if you break an elbow. But if you're a Sparks and you're on 750 to £1,000 a week at your job and a couple of £150 a week at hockey and you get injured for a month, then you should get £4 to £5 not £100.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, in doubts.
Break his back 6 fucking months.
Luckily, they raised money for him. It's
right.
I don't know. You have no idea what he would have done if he didn't.
I don't know what the final total was, but we had a similar sort of thing. Ross Bowers when he lost his eye.
Yeah,
we set it all up through here. It was like fucking 36 grand or whatever in the end, which is phenomenal. But still,
it shouldn't be.
That might only not even be a year's salary though.
Yeah.
And you've now got to learn to fucking do everything. You have to change your job role completely. You can't be a tree surgeon with one eye. And change all his job and all sorts of, things. If a good insurance structure was in place, something like losing an eye, someone needs to be getting a couple of £100 bags there.
Absolutely, man.
Someone breaking an arm and missing a month of work, cover their work wage, cover their mortgage, whatever it is. We're not asking you to make these guys rich for getting injured playing a sport that we know we're going to get injured playing. Just make sure that, you said, guys got kids and shit. Make sure the fucking mortgage is paid. And make sure that at least, the very least, they're looked after in that sense. And then everything else that comes after it, let it lie. But, you could talk about concussion issues, teeth, fucking bones, whatever it is. Alan Lack, he told stories on here about when he'd done his teeth.
Oh, really?
Slap shot to the face. The amount of surgeries he had. So many surgeries. And getting blood out of a stone, getting insurance money and having to claim it back and do this and go through that angle to just there's no liaison for the boys to go to. It's where you miss the Players Association and stuff. It's real man, I tell you what a crucial thing that was back in the day, having that for guys that you might have got in trouble fucking away from the rink. Your team might have bent you over at the rink, whatever it may have been. It was a phone call away and you could get advice and someone to go to bat for you. See stuff happening all the time now. It's just really unprofessional, really shit. Just stupid stuff. Even going down to medals. You got league winning events and playoff winning events. So you can't. There's no medals there. It looks so bad.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Especially I've seen the post about the no medals thing. The hat you get. It's fucking shitty, isn't it? It's
Blackbush Market, you get a hot dog with it for fucking £2. Come on.
Honestly, but even give us a big old cup as well.
Aye, something. So I looked at it and the trophies I looked at. I think realistically, the £70 one would have been the bare minimum one that I would have got, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was a good size. But the player in me saw the £140 one, yeah? And it was a good size, weird lid, fucking 2 handles, bang, marble base.
Yeah.
Does it look class? For all your social media content, you're basically, the way I view it, you're paying £140 for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Charge that to fucking Joe Blogg's window cleaning if you want it.
Yeah.
They can pay 140 quid to do it. But
People would.
But you boys will put it all over their social media. No one's putting that stupid wee gay little fucking stupid plaque.
Black thing, yeah.
It looks terrible. Like,
Yeah.
see the Elite League thing, and then they've got Murph doing the pre-game and the trophies. Next, it's a substantial trophy. It's almost like the FA Cup size trophy. They don't even have to be that big, but they just have to be something a bit more substantial. Something that they don't. Like I said, 140 quid. That's not a lot of money.
I know, man. And it's our Stanley Cup at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
It is.
So we want to make it fucking look cool and like remember it by.
Well, I don't know if you boys still do it in Swindon, but like we used to have. I can't remember. Was that a cone? A cone that was turned into the Stanley Cup, and it just been added to over years and years and years and years. But that was what we played for, and like that was better than this.
Yeah.
And that was like a traffic cone with some fucking tinfoil on it, and a few rolls of duct tape and that some of the lads had made.
Like the next year's cup.
But it's just there's a few other things. What have you made of the officiating? Those guys get a hard time. I think they, for the most part, they do a pretty decent job, but they get a hard time by fans, generally home fans. That your team's just lost at home, and then all of a sudden the fans are saying the refs are brutal. But from being at Basingstoke games, I don't know. Let's say I saw 20 out of the 27 home games or whatever it was. As a non-homer, the refs maybe had bad games 4 times.
Yeah.
What did you think as a player?
I think the refs are good, man. I get on quite well with most of them. Like I see them in the Harvey after, you'll shoot the shit with them. Like I think they're doing a good job. It's a tough old fucking position, isn't it?
Oh, fuck that.
They'll miss calls, they might have bad nights, but at the end of the day, man, like it's
not malicious, is it?
No, mate, it's fucking. They're seeing it in the time that they're seeing it at, and it's such a quick game. Like shit happens, you might not see everything, but even Matthews was the one technically that he gave me the check to the head, and he went. Like I spoke to him afterwards. He went, "Listen, my hands are tied. Like, what else can I give you in that situation?"
Yeah. Don't hit guys in the head, dude.
Fucking hell. I'll try that next time. But,
cheers, tips.
Yeah,
but they are good lads, and I wish the fans would most of the fans would get to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like guys like Matty and Izzy and stuff. I get on with them quite well. I'd always have a laugh and pokes. Yeah, they're great guys, man. Great guys off the ice. So
it's the first place that I go to now most of the time. When I go into the rink to watch the game, see the boys, whoever, my first port of call is generally the ref room after the game. Couple of beers. Yeah, like it's a crack. Couple of beers for the boys. They've always got a story. They get about as well. Their stories are better than ours. They're at every rink. We're at one rink, undercover story time with the boys all the time. And they seem to still have the stories and the bants and stuff. It's fucking great. You go in there and they love the game. And I wish the fans could grasp how much they actually love the game. They're making no money. They're getting hit with pucks in fucking a tracksuit. Like, let's face it, they're traveling fucking 200 mile for a game and then traveling back. They have families and then getting up and doing the next day. Like these guys, without them, would be screwed.
Just about to say that, mate. You'd be absolutely fucked. There'd be no games. So I mean, like fans will always give them a hard time, but it's just how it's been for a while, isn't it?
I find it just to be. I don't know if it's because I can watch a game as a neutral, and they can't because they're so invested because they're fans.
Yeah.
But we'll be stood there and I hear them shouting for something that I'm stood there and I'm like, what are you shouting at?
Yeah, shut
That's
up,
a good hit, or that's not a trip. He stood on his stick, or whatever it is. When they're like blue murder, is as if like you guys chopped the other guy's head off. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not even a penalty. And you're shouting and bawling and screaming, and then you're gonna go home and write on Twitter that he's a cunt. Yeah, and I'm like, no, he's not.
Can't be doing that.
You can't see the game because you don't know what you're looking at, and you're just being rude about these people that make our game float. Speaking of making the game work and stuff like that, Swindon, when I was there, had some beauties off the ice. I believe they still do. Now, what's it like you know your stick boys and your off ice staff down there?
Yeah, man. Well, you know Bert's still running the show, man. He puts in a lot of time. doesn't obviously get paid from it. He just loves doing it for the boys. But we obviously make sure that every Christmas time we always chip in together.
Yeah,
Sort
nice.
him out, and Jeff Priest as well. Jeff's
Yeah,
always helping us
good
out.
lad.
Yeah, mate, great guys, and they're two of them are the most important. Well, of the most important people in our team, because without them, mate, you'd be fucked. Like, I mean,
So
you walk
much
in.
stuff goes on, right?
No, bro, you walk into our dressing room every home game, and the place is completely immaculate. Like we've seen it the night before, and fucking this bit of a shithole. Come in, Bart's got everything laid out. You're all ready to rock and roll. Like sticks are all there. Like, everything you want is all good to go. But yeah, I mean, like I say, didn't have them, you'd be fucked. So
All across the league, man. All across the league, these people, they make it happen. Right, you before we get to the cheesy ones and wrap it up, you obviously re-signed for next season.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the expectation on yourself next year? Because ultimately, 5th, no Coventry, no cup final is not a good season for Swindon. What's your expectation and ambition going into the next season?
I think it's going to be a big change next season. Just Aaron wants to completely change in the way we are. He wants to change because I think Swindon's always had the same kind of motives since I've been here. And I think he wants to completely change it around, maybe bring in new faces, see how it goes. But we all collectively know that wasn't acceptable last season. And we're going to be a way better hockey team. I think most of it's going to be between the years for us, just mental things. Because like I say, we had
talent's there, right?
Yeah, all the tools in the bag, everything was there. We just couldn't get it together consistently, and that was our biggest downfall. So yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to next season already. It's going to be obviously interesting with the new import. It's going to be exciting, and yeah, we're always going to strive to win as much as we can. So I reckon it's going to be a good one for us next year. Big learning curve, this one. Big learning curve this season. I think it really brought us down and showed us that we ain't going to just walk in any rink and win. So it's a lot of hard work, and I think it's going to be a good season for us.
How much do you think like the Leeds factor was of that? Because they just came in, they were lights out. MK gave them a pretty good run for their money. They kind of fell away about 6 weeks. Fell out about 6 weeks away from the end of the season. Also, Peterborough, they probably fell away about 7-8 weeks. There's some good hockey teams in that league. No one has any right to finish above anybody else. But how much do you think like Leeds just raised that bar last year?
Oh, mate, absolutely. Like, they seen the players that they had. God, man.
And then they signed Mac.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he wasn't good enough already.
Oh, mate, that's they definitely were just so heavy, and yeah, it was good for the league, and mate, you see the crowd that they pull in, like fucking they're superstars out there, so it's good, man. It'll be interesting to see what they do, getting all their players back next season if guys move on and stuff, and yeah, it was certainly their year anyway, mate. Absolutely. So
it's going to make it interesting because from what it looks like, Hayward's obviously back there, Shudwa's back there, Brownie's back there, Gospel's back there.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty sick as it is.
Your 4 first signings of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't see Barnes going anywhere. Sammy, Zay, Jack. All of a sudden you start going, I bet they don't change too much. If they have 3 guys different next year, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
They've got this young kid, Finn Braden. I like him. He's going to be really good. I don't know if you've got to play against him or not.
I'm not sure if I have or not, but I've heard about this kid.
He's
I've
good.
heard about him.
I like him. Yeah, I like him. He's got a bit about him. He's strong on a battle. What about the other kid, Bruton, that plays for Hull? He's only like 16. You battled against him a couple of times this year?
Yeah, mate. I quite rated him, actually. He definitely stood out in that team when you played him. I mean, even if you were winning by a good few goals, he was still grafting. He was still getting after it.
Yeah, I liked him.
It's good, man. It's good to see these young kids, like little Lipper for us, still in Lipsy.
Yeah.
Man,
it makes me feel old. He was a baby when I went there.
How is it? I bet, bro. He's a sick little player, man, and he loves it. He's obviously young. He's all shy. He came. I remember he come on his first away trip. He come right to the back of the bus. I was like, where the fuck are you going, kid? He was like, I mean, you can sit there, man. Nobody sits there. So he started like in front of me. He was like all fucking chuffed and that. But it's good, man. When he scored his first goal, the whole bench went fucking bananas for him. But it's good to see these young kids, bro, like coming into it. You know what I mean?
I
It's
love
only
it.
better. It's only better for the league. Like better for them to play in this league. So yeah, it's good to see.
Well, we need somewhere for him to go.
Absolutely, man. It's just a stepping stone if you want to go further to the elite league as well. So
Absolutely. Do you follow the Elite League at all? Are you following what's about to be the GB national team at home?
I follow now and again, mate. I'm one of these guys that plays hockey, but I don't follow too much hockey. I've been watching the playoffs this year, the NHL playoffs,
NHL.
but
Yeah.
yeah, well, what's going on in the elite league?
No, just obviously they're
Just
talking about going extra imports to
oh
15,
yeah.
which I think as a residual should help your league out. So Ross Venus is going to be announced in MK or somewhere over the next couple of days here. Other guys, bigger guys, are going to be stepping down. New import
Yeah,
steps in, and all of a sudden you're almost getting that league back to kind of what the
true.
EPL was back before the demise of the EPL. You're getting like solid veteran Brits, good Brits coming through, and enough imports to make it like a very good, watchable standard of hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even Aaron said to me, he went, "Please, like next season, it's going to be a fast league." Like obviously with imports and stuff, and then you see all these guys are coming down. It's only making the league better, and you know what I mean, like keep going, keep going in that upwards trajectory, you know. So
Awesome.
yeah, it'll be sick to see, man.
Right, couple of little cheesy ones, and then we'll let you go. Who's the best player you've ever played with?
Best player. Do you know what? I say the same answer all the time, and that was Pavel Voroboyov in Edinburgh, because he was on ex-NHL. I'm sure he played most of his time in Chicago. But he was older. He was like maybe in his early 40s, man. But he was nasty.
Still legit.
He was he was a hard worker. He was always like we'd be sitting in the room shooting the shit with the boys, and he'd be out there like loosening the hips and doing all this like a proper professional. I'm like, you can take a leaf out of that book. But I would say with him, man, like the hands and the vision and the outfit that he had was pretty fucking good.
Toughest player you've ever played with or against?
Like Scott Plews last week. Riley Emerson. Did you ever see this? You ever meet up with Riley
Huge
Emerson?
mutant of a fella, wasn't he?
Oh, mate, he's. I was lucky enough to go to Canada and stay with his family for a month, and they're all just fucking skyscrapers.
Oh, really?
But yeah, he was a tough SOB, man. He was a big boy as well. Like I remember one time actually at a training session, at the end of practice, we were fucking around, and he just flew at me and he shedded his mitts. So I was like, oh fuck! So I insta shed as well. And we grabbed each other and he just kept pumping me in the head. And he went, right, he went, stop, right. And then he showed me how to like grab and where to grab and stuff. And I've always remembered that. Do you know what I mean? I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like seeing him come at me, and he got closer and closer. I was like, oh, fuck.
Just the lights started going out above you.
Yeah, mate. But yeah, he taught me how to, you know what I mean, get into those locations, how to grab and stuff. And yeah, mate, I'd probably say he's the toughest guy that I've played with.
Biggest beauty you've ever played with?
Fuck, man. It's a tough one. Played with a lot of good guys, bro. Probably down here, it'd be Stevie. Fucking good answer, Stevie, man. We've been really close since I came, and he's definitely a big voice in the room. He likes to shoot the shit. You probably know that yourself.
Yeah, he's good.
So yeah, mate, he's a top man, top boy.
What about the funniest guy you've ever played with?
I ain't giving Stevie that one. It's a funny cunt, but I ain't giving him that one again. Do you know what? A guy called Ryan. I played with him in Edinburgh. Bastard, that's bad. I forget his last name. Yeah, that dry sense of humour.
Was it input?
Yeah, Ryan.
I saw his name pop up here a minute ago as well.
He moved from us to Sheffield, and then ended up getting cast from Sheffield at the time.
Oh, really? That's brutal.
He was funny, bro. Got to give him that. But everyone's good, to be fair. Like Floyd Taylor's a funny little bastard as well.
Yeah, Floyd is a funny dad.
Floyd does good crack. So yeah, that's a tough one, man. There's quite a few guys you can give that to.
If you were building an NHL franchise, who's the one player you'd build it around?
An NHL franchise?
No, an NHL, like a national.
NHL. Don't know, man. I'm a big Ovechkin guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm a big Ovi guy. Just because he hits like a truck and he fucking.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Be same. Actually, I hope he beats Gretzky's gets his goal
Oh,
record.
he's got to do it.
Yeah, mate. He doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. So
No, he still scores 40 a year. That's sick. He'd have done
scores
it in the
fun.
next. If he takes another 100 games, I'll be surprised.
It's like, how can you not stop him? He sits in that spot in the playoffs in the power play, that far right side. He just sits there. You see him. You see him.
How much would you want in the NHL if your job was that right D man just to stand on that fucking post? How many schmil a year do you want just to stand there when you're playing against Ovechkin and just be like this?
Thing is, man, I'm a sick puppy. It fires me up when I jump in front of a shot.
Yeah, but you're not jumping in front. You're not jumping in front of his shots.
I'd have to see it in real life and then be like, I need a few schmil to do that, man. Like, holy shit.
It's like when have you ever seen like a tennis guy serve a ball in real life, not on the telly?
No. Ridiculous, is it?
Ridiculous. You have like 0.1 of a second or something. If you've not already swung, it's already by you. And that's what Ovechkin's will be like. If you're not already where that puck's going, you're probably not going to stop it.
Yeah, just flamingo it.
Just Asher, our man, tell you some stories about Matt Cote. He was the sickest puppy of them all.
Really?
I saw him block a Kevin Conway slap shot with his ear, no earpieces. Boom. And then come back and play. Like, it's just disgusting. He used to block shots for fun. So do you get the enjoyment out of that then, eh?
Oh, I love it, bro. Fuck it. Like, even, do you know what the hardest shot I jumped in front of was this season? Big Emil. He teed up. I went, oh, fuck. I just dropped straight into him. I had the biggest bruise on my leg.
It's just like in for a penny, in for a pound, see what happens.
Yeah, mate. I love it, bro. Like, I know the boys appreciate it as well. And like, it's something I've always done. Like, I've never been afraid to do it.
Until one deflects off you and goes in, and the goalie's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh,
so,
mate,
dude, I've blocked 127 shots this year. Every now and again, one of them's going to bounce off me and go in the net.
Yeah, I think Marzi, he always gives me a tap. I've had a few more saves than him this season as well. Fucking jumping. Taking a few shots, but
half the amount of kit on.
Yeah, but it fires me up, man.
Right, one more question. Final question. Story for the boys, my man. Anything that you've left in the tank that you could think of from your career so far? A funny one, a serious one, however you like to answer it, mate.
Oh, fuck, bro. I should told me this question before. Have I got one going?
I don't know, you've been playing long enough.
Yeah, don't know, bro. I've had a few. Yeah, we used to do the trip to Belfast in the ferry.
Oh, that's always good.
This is when you fucking the Russian boys would go get together and stuff, and like it was us, like it was me, Boydie, J King, like the Scottish kids. We'd always get a few bottles of vino or whatever we could find. I went a game the next day. Don't tell my coach at the time. Game the next day, mate. We'd go hide in the corner of the ferry or in the cinema room or even sit in the toilet and just get fucking
just get all leather.
Oh, mate. We're like, I'm like 17. I'm 18 at the time. I just turned 18, and I got like the fucking thing's huge, man. Like you can go hide anywhere, but it'd obviously be the last ferry home when we played the Saturday away. So like the upstairs sauna place was all closed down, so we'd try and break in and just sit up there and just get fucking tagged. So we had our fun in Edinburgh, but Edinburgh's wild. That's when I come down here and I'm like, right, let's go. What are we doing? And all the boys are like, nah, we're all got wives and kids and girlfriends, and we ain't going out.
A bit different.
And it's probably good for me, to be fair, man, because I'm all up for that side of life. But it's probably a good thing that it's quite quiet now.
Well, the league's getting better. It just means you focus on work and having fun on and off the ice, but maybe a little bit different kind of fun than the old ferries. What was that experience like? How long was the ferry? And because obviously we always used to fly, so when we went from Basingstoke, we used to fly. What was it like for you to get in the ferry? How long was that?
It wasn't crazy, to be honest, bro. I think it was like a couple hours to the ferry toll, and then I think the ferry was only like an hour, maybe.
What was your Stranraer or something?
Oh, mate, I couldn't even tell you. Probably it was other side of Glasgow. I feel like
Stranraer.
Yeah, Stranraer, but it was actually sick, man. I quite enjoyed those trips because the ferry was cool itself. And then we'd find a quiet place and get on it on the way back.
Have a good time on the way home.
Yeah, we're all trying to keep it quiet. We're trying to fucking walk our way out. We're all burping and stuff, trying to fucking be quiet. But It was what the Cardiff trip was the fucking longest. That was close, mate. That was. I remember me and my mate Sean Beattie. We were like, we went out that night before the game. We were like, should we just stay up, not go to bed, and then when we got in the bus, we'll just sleep the whole entire time. And sure as shit, we got on, slept a whole entire time down to Cardiff. I don't even know how long it is, like 8 hours or something.
Yeah, maybe longer.
Maybe longer than that. Slept the whole entire way. Woke up in Cardiff and went, oh fuck. Then we went and got dusted and jumped on the bus and went home.
Jumped on the bus and went home.
Yeah, that was life, mate. Fucking. That's why I enjoy coming down here, and it's just I care about hockey so much more.
Yeah.
Like in Edinburgh, it was like fuck this, man. I don't get treated well in a sense.
Well enough to care about being dusted.
It's like I'm just a number, bro, to them. So here you're a bit more than that. You mean something to the team, and I always missed that when I played in Edinburgh. So yeah, I can't stop saying that enough. That I grew back in love with hockey being down in Swindon. So yeah, I can't thank that team enough for that. So yeah.
Right, guys and girls, this has been Mr. Tyler Plews. Plewsy, thank you very much. Ladies and gents, if you are new here, please do subscribe. If you're returning, thank you very much for returning. Shout out to the sponsors, Hurricane e-bikes. You can check them out at hurricane.bike. That's hurricane with an E. Plewsy, thank you very much, my man. Guys and girls, peace out. We will see you again very soon.
Take it easy, bro.
We are very, very happy to announce that Hurricane e-bikes are now our title sponsor for 4,000 and Counting podcast. Hurricane e-bikes are the subscription pay-as-you-go e-bike service. You can swap them out anytime, change them. You get spare tires. You don't have to be locked into a long-term deal. They come out, they service your bikes. That even includes like wear and tear. You get a lifetime warranty with one of the Hurricane e-bikes, which is amazing. They start from as little as £1.85 per day. Includes a lock as well. Like the website's very good. If you head over to hurricane.bike, so that is HURRECANE.bike. You'll be able to go onto the website. How it works, you select your bike, you then add your accessories, whether you want helmets, locks, etc. Confirm your details, and it's simple as that. It'll be on its way to you. They have a few options available. They have a few different color options available. They have the Freedom 400 step through. They have the Freedom 410 hybrid, the Freedom 420 hybrid. Then they've got some really cool looking F220 fat bikes. They're awesome. Are that in black. They've got that in purple. They got their H250 cruiser bike. Again, looks really, really cool. And then these are my favorite ones. I'm guessing these are probably going to be the most expensive ones, but my favorite ones. The M250 mountain bike. Pedal assist levels 5. So if you've got bad knees or bad back, but you still want to get out on your bike, that is the way to do it. You've got the M350 mountain bike. That's for off-roading. Any of you guys that want to get out in the hills, out in the mountains, down the paths, get involved in some fun stuff. That is also pedal assist 5. So it helps anybody that's got injuries. And even if you're not injured, you just want to get out, you want to zip around, have some fun. I've rode these bikes at the Ozone tournament. They are great fun. And finally, you have the RS8 e-bike off-road. That comes in like a matte black. Absolutely cool. Lifetime warranty for all bikes, for your LCD screens, for your batteries, for your motor, all the components. No expensive bills come in later on. Put everything together. No servicing costs. No need to buy. No interest costs, no long-term agreement, no maintenance costs, no worries, lifetime warranty. So head to Hurricane e-bikes and check out our new sponsor.